All right, so we've heard a couple of views, right? We did hear Abhishek Manu Singhvi right now talking about the fact that he thinks what's happening is, not having the opposition when bills are being passed is bad for democracy. We've just heard I.N.D.I.A talking about the potential of Dalit consolidation behind the India alliance, if indeed Mallikarjun Kharge is declared their candidate. But let's get a reaction to all of that from Shehzad Poonawalla of the Bharatiya Janata Party, which, look, let's face it, whatever you're talking about the India alliance and the rest of it, I think, as you can see from that smile on Shehzad's face, the BJP right now very clearly feels that it's so far ahead and so much of a pole position that all of this is just, talk in the air, if you like. But Shehzad, let me just ask you. I'm going to come to what's happening in Parliament. But before that, what I was just discussing with I.N.D.I.A, this entire possibility, India alliance, naming Mallikarjun Kharge as the face and therefore Dalit consolidation behind the India alliance. Do you think that's a possibility? Is it something that the BJP would be concerned about?
First of all, Vikram, it has not been officially announced by the I.N.D.I.A alliance itself, except for a couple of partners, Mamata, Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal. And with what intent they had proposed this name is also circumspect. Because I think there were two kinds of shairis that came out of the India Alliance meeting. One set of shairis were being said by Nitish Kumar ji, हजारों ख्वाहिशें ऐसी कि हर ख्वाहिश पर दम निकले, जितने निकले मेरे अरमान, फिर भी कम निकले. That means he was feeling like it was a lost opportunity and he was very upset with it. And the second set of shairi was by Congress Party कि प्यास गजब की लगी थी, बगल में जहर भरा पानी भी था, पीते तो मर जाते. It is a catch-22.
I'm going to try and decipher all of that for a global audience, right? So just to help them understand this, let's just see what the connotations and that are, because that might affect whatever discussions are happening in the India alliance now. From the Congress party's point of view, you feel that putting up Mallikarjun Kharge, in a sense, implicitly means that they're not putting up Rahul Gandhi, and so therefore there are people in the Congress party who would not be happy with that. Although Mallikarjun Kharge may be able to bind the opposition together better, and may even get the Dalit vote.
Well, what is coming out is that it is a short, no confidence motion passed against Rahul Gandhi and his leadership despite Bharat Jodo Yatra by the likes of Mamata Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal. In fact, Arvind Kejriwal's leaders after leader have said that Rahul Gandhi is a liability. Priyanka Kakkad, Raghav Chadda, they said it on record. So clearly, where does it leave Rahul Gandhi? Point number one. Therefore, the Congress is not accepting it themselves. Now, coming to the aspect of the Dalit factor. Vikram, Mr. Kharge has been the president of the Congress. What difference did he make to the Dalit vote in Rajasthan? It's come to us. In Madhya Pradesh, it's come to us. In Chhattisgarh, although the tribal vote is a bigger factor there, it's come to us. The Congress party has been essentially somebody who has lost the Dalit vote because of their treatment of Baba Saheb Ambedkar, defeating him in 2 elections, not giving him the Bharat Ratna for decades, the manner in which they've ignored Dalits, the way they've treated the OBC and the Dalits in their own party. Many people have left, right from Babu Jagjeevan had once upon a time, what kind of relations he had with the Congress party. So all of that, people have not forgotten. And today the Bharatiya Janata Party has the biggest set of MPs from the Dalit community. We made Ramnath Kovind the President of India in 2017. We now followed it up with Adivasi President. We had an OBC Vice President. So I think people can see through these designs of the Congress.
But actually, we'll be sitting and discussing state by state a lot on the elections in the build-up to 2024. But I want to turn to what happened in Parliament, this week. And there are some people who will feel that it's not a good day. Very important bills like, election commission, like the criminal bills, which are potentially path-breaking bills, if they are being passed in a situation where there's no opposition, then is that a good thing for democracy? That, bills are being passed and there's no opposition there?
No, first and foremost, the onus of running Parliament depends on every member of Parliament. It is as much as the duty of the government as it is the duty of the opposition, said the great Manmohan Singh. I mean, unless the Congress party and Dr. Singhvi have now cast away Dr. Manmohan Singh entirely because they keep quoting Arun.
But when Dr. Manmohan Singh used to say that, I remember Sushma ji and Arun ji and others used to say it's the responsibility of the government to run Parliament.
Absolutely. In what context was that said? Vikram, you would remember because you were covering these issues in great detail. The Supreme Court had cancelled 122 licenses of telecom companies. And in the aftermath of that, a discussion was being asked. Then it was said by Arun Jaitley, and never did Arun Jaitley or Sushma Swaraj, both of whom you covered and you had great relations with, ever ran into the well of the House or mocked or mimicked the vice president's chair. By the way, Vikram, you must have been quite young at the time when the emergency was imposed and the entire opposition was thrown into jail. Did the likes of Mr. Vajpayee, Mr. Modi, Mr. Jaitley ever mimic the chair or ever break any rule or make fun of constitutional positions? Therefore, in today's context, look at the trend from 2018 onwards, Vikram, and just indulge me for 30 seconds. In 2018 end, they wanted discussion on price rise. We say, let's come have a discussion on price rise, even though elections are in 2019. They run away and go to Rafale. Rafale, the Supreme Court is settling the matter. Despite that, they keep hijacking the House on Rafale. Thereafter, there is COVID. On COVID, they want a discussion. We say, let's have a discussion on COVID. They run on to Pegasus. Pegasus, the Supreme Court comes out with the verdict. They keep running on to another issue called BBC and Adani, Hindenburg. On that too, the courts have come out with the verdict. They go on to Manipur. They say, let's have a discussion on Manipur. We say, let's have a discussion on Manipur. They say 267 PM must reply, even though there's no scope for PM to open the debate in 267. And when Manipur discussion is happening under no confidence, they run away without listening to the reply of Prime Minister. And then they sit for the Delhi Services Bill. Who is running away from Parliament? Who is making it a forum for disruption, not discussion?
But let me just come to one of the key points that was being made earlier. Because, okay, look, we can keep arguing and debating who's responsible, what exactly happened, whose fault is it. But from the point of view of democracy in general, where is this going to lead to? Because if you're going to have a situation, BJP is in power right now, may well be in power after 2024, maybe there'll be another date when somebody else is in power. If you're ending up having a situation where MPs are not going to be there and then bills are going to be passed, then there is an issue around checks and balances. Is that something which we as a country should be concerned about and maybe try and find some solution to it? Today it's happening with these people in opposition, the BJP in power. Tomorrow it could be the other way around. But the principles at stake out here, is that something that we should all sit and worry about a little bit?
Fundamentally, I completely agree. I think that Parliament should be a forum where you cast away partisan political interests and you put national interests first. And therefore, Parliament should become the preeminent forum for you to have a civilized discussion like we are having on your platform. These discussions should actually be held in Parliament ideally. And as much as I agree that it can't be the might of the majority in Parliament, because Parliament is essentially a house to demand accountability of the government, also it can't be the hostage of the tyranny of a minority. The minority can't say that because people have rejected us, we will now behave like errant school children. We will break every rule and law. We will not stick to what we agree in the BAC. And we will then come and use Parliament as a forum to grab attention and eyeballs and to say that my way or highway. Vikram, there has to be a middle ground, and the onus is as much on the government as it is on the opposition.
All right, Shehzad Poonawalla, thank you for joining us. And I think the fact that we should try and find, in the interest of India and Indian democracy, a way to be able to have these discussions in a meaningful manner and with the checks and balances, I think that's something which hopefully we all agree is the correct path going forward.
Thank you. Thank you, Vikram. Thank you for your time.